Welcome to Conversations with My Real Friends. I'm Jennifer. I'm here with my friend Nick Hale. Nick Hale is an investor, a developer, and a financial advisor. So for today's conversation, let's talk about getting into real estate investing. If someone wants to get into real estate investing, how do they start?
Buy your first property as soon as possible. The second one's even easier to buy.
Okay.
The most valuable tool that I have in this business is my credit rating. Keep your credit in good standing.
Right.
Maintain it well. Do not owe too much.
Right.
Then talk to a loan broker. Find out how much you can borrow comfortably. What can you really afford? That's what really matters. You want to do that before you go shopping.
Right.
Then you can go shopping.
Right.
Find something that is familiar to you, city and neighborhood, things of this nature. You don't want a crime-ridden area. You don't want a place that's been built on a dump that was there 70 years ago. You can check with the city on that.
Right.
You can call the local authorities to find out how many times the police have been called to a complex, if it's a condominium or a neighborhood, things of that nature. Can really help weed out any, or at least a lot of, negative purchases.
Well, and figuring out what type of property you want to buy. I mean, there's a gazillion different type of real estate to invest in, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and California is not necessarily the most friendly for a landlord-tenant. Might not want to buy residential housing in California. There's a lot of other options, right?
It's true.
Yep. So, and you might not want to be in California.
Well, that's true. One big thing, I like personally residential income property. Everybody needs a place to live.
Right.
Sadly, over the last 5 years or so, the laws have changed, and it's not as favorable to be a landlord for an apartment complex, for example. One of the things I like to keep in mind is that, you know, if you buy a single-family house as a rental, if you're vacant, you're 100% vacant.
Right.
If you have 100 units and there's 10 people gone, you're only 10% vacant.
Right.
So you always still have some income. If you own a business that needs a warehouse, for example, sometimes that can be a great rental property.
Yep.
If you know you're going to get it at a good price, your rent might not go up as much over the course of time. You'll be paying it down, and if it does become vacant, you always have the option to rent it out. Right.
Well, and financing when you're, you know, an owner-occupier can be very beneficial as well.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Even on if it's a first-time buyer, somebody who's just getting into this business, FHA provides a great deal of advantages to a first-time buyer. Low down payment, help with closing causes. Closing costs, forgive me, and there's a lot of other benefits there that can help people, you know, break in the door.
Yeah, so you need to figure out what you can afford, and then you need to figure out what's right for you, and then you need to get the support to finance it to move it forward.
Absolutely, good credit.
There you go. So if someone wants some guidance, how do they reach out to you?
Absolutely, you can just Google me, Nicholas Hale. I'm on LinkedIn. You'll see my financial profile. You can also call me on my cell phone anytime, 310-924-9315.
Great. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Conversations with My Real Friends. We'll see you on the next episode.